Hey everybody, Michelle here from michellesmidheaven.com. Happy Neptune and Aries. Neptune's journey through Pisces was remarkable, and it's interesting to contemplate for a moment as to how incredibly powerful that transit was. Jupiter is a traditional ruler of Pisces, and Neptune dissolved everything Jupiter stands for. Jupiter governs coherence, natural and societal law. Jupiter is a framework that holds meaningful connections, is a scaffolding of common sense, the basis that allows us to trust the world. So, have you noticed how nothing makes sense anymore? How so many ideals have evaporated? How so many certainties and general narratives have become completely meaningless? How so many governments have become increasingly absurd? And what is true? What is right? Is this real or AI? We don't know anymore. That was all Neptune and Pisces. And you always hear that Neptune represents illusions, but what Neptune really does is make us aware of those illusions. The illusion is thinking that someday we'll know something with absolute certainty. We got rid of a whole bunch of Piscean illusions, and now Neptune is about to do the same for Aries until March 2039, and that's a whole nother story. And just a few things to contemplate if we consider Neptune as our traveler moving from Pisces to Aries. Neptune's host was Jupiter, and now Jupiter finally got released from his confusing guest Neptune. So that is good news in general for Jupiter in your chart, as things will become more stable for all the topics Jupiter represents in your birth chart. Great news as well for our Pisces and Sagittarius rising friends. And also fantastic news for Jupiter's current transit through Cancer. And this is for everybody. Jupiter's mission in Cancer is about to become clearer for you. It won't be the same, and you'll start noticing the difference for Jupiter, especially as soon as he turns direct again on March 11th. A planet always impacts its host. This is oftentimes overlooked, but I can't stress this enough. Think of it like a guest staying at your house. You're going to notice that, right? You want to be polite, you want to take good care of your guest, and some adjustments, rearrangements, some good agreements are needed. So imagine your Mars and you like to be active and organize your day efficiently, and you want to go, go, go. It can be very annoying if your new guest Neptune turns out to be a couch potato or an emotional wreck. It has a big impact on your mood, right? So now that Neptune has moved into Mars' sign, things will leap forward more quickly, simply because, in contrast to Jupiter, Mars is a much faster planet. He's changing signs every 1.5 or 2 months on average, whereas Jupiter always stays an entire year in each sign. So here's the thing. Mars will bring all the things that he picks up from his guest Neptune, all his experiences and impressions of having to take care of Neptune. So think of Mars carrying a tiny field kit filled with Neptune's unbridled imagination, Neptune's fantasies, passions, sometimes overwhelming emotions, or numbness for that matter, and also, of course, compassion, love, profound feelings of oneness, or the desire to connect with the greater whole. Mars will start spreading some of that Neptunian flavor on his way through the zodiac, and he'll be doing that in his own well known martial way, of course. So compassion will turn into hands on action, direct help. Mars is now very sensitive to Neptune's softness and sympathy. But in contrast to Jupiter, who would maybe like to turn Neptune's tolerance into law, for example, Mars will want to take matters into his own hands and act on impulse. Neptunian daydreams could suddenly become obsessions. Musings about the collective and the greater good could inspire zealous action. So that sounds exciting, maybe, but I'm sure you can see how there can be danger involved in that. And I think this is where Neptune's role of stripping away illusions will come to the foreground. Neptune is likely to teach Mars that not everything can be solved by the sword or scalpel, so to speak. Some things cannot be fixed. Some things don't need fixing. Some things even get worse when you try to fix them, right? And that is a very hard pill to swallow for Mars, who is always happy and ready to help. It was a very hard pill to swallow for Jupiter when Neptune showed how all ideologies are, in essence, delusional. Now Mars will get hit in his core essence. And if Mars is about action, strength, self agency, courage, solving problems, pioneering, sovereignty, hard logic, speed, work, power, competition, sacrifice, transformation, then Neptune is here to point out how illusory all of that is. So expect false emergencies, expect manufactured urgency. Events and experiences like that will be a Neptunian conduit, ways in which Neptune will transport us through an illusion so that we can finally let go of it. Now, to make myself clear, I'm not saying that our actions are completely pointless based on illusion or that we're completely powerless and Neptune is going to just hit us in the face with that. No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that Neptune is going to show us that there are some specific things that we thought we had control over, and guess what? It turns out we don't. In other words, our true power will turn out to be elsewhere, not where we expected it to be. It's not that we'll be unable to act, is that we will find out that our actions, although driven by good intentions, are not exactly doing what we thought they were doing. So our beautiful, decisive action may reveal some kind of emptiness. When Neptune's fog lifts, the foundation of your self-confidence or lack thereof will be exposed. So this will be insightful, even though I admit it's going to be a little bit brutal at times. Compare it to what Jupiter has learned. I know a lot of people have actually found a Jupiterian faith that is much deeper and more free than ever, thanks to Neptune stripping away all the nonsense around it. But before you can actually notice the nonsense, the illusions, you have to move through it all. And the same will happen with Mars. Before you know what it is inside of you that makes decisions, what holds true power within you, Neptune is going to take you on a stroll through all the illusions that you have stacked up around your personal power. So, what is the Mars within you really fighting? What and who are you competing with? Who is your real enemy, if there really is one? What do your passionate sacrifices really mean? And what are you worth when stripped from your self agency? Are your actions even yours? Neptune is about to show you. And I think it will become clear soon that Neptune is not only impacting the place where Aries is in your chart, Neptune impacts everything Mars is up to. And what's happening right now in your life already gives you some interesting insights. I'd love to offer some more personal insights, so why not book a reading with me through michellesmidheaven.com. And if you enjoy this content, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe. Thank you so much for listening. Until next time.